Hey parents, it's Jen Silbernagel here to give you a quick tutorial about how to view your students' Summit account and to know right away if they're missing something or if they're caught up on their work. So the first thing that I want to go over is the color code here. If it's blue, it means that we haven't quite got there yet. So this blue line that's going down your screen, it's kind of like a calendar. So this tells you that we're in the middle of December, in between December and January. So if the line is touching it, that's what we're working on in those classes right now. So if it is blue, we're either working on it right now or we haven't quite got there yet. If it is red, that means it's missing. I'll get there in just a second. If it's green, that's good. It means that you've already taken the quiz or you've already turned in the checkpoints that you need to do, and you don't have to worry about that anymore. So if you hover over something that's green, you can get a little bit more information. You'll get the full name of the assignment. This one is Introducing Ratios. You'll see that they had quite a few checkpoints, and all of those are green, so that means this student did them all. There are 2 stars under the final products. That means there were 2 things the student had to do at the end of this unit. If the stars are green, they did it. If the stars are red, it means it's missing. So on this Introducing Ratios, they did awesome. Everything that needs to be done is done. If you look at history, though, it looks like this student did one of the checkpoints because that's a green circle under checkpoint. It was due on September 28th, and then the 2 final products have 2 red stars. It means the 2 things that they needed to do for that assignment are not turned in. So let's go ahead and take a look now. We just looked at projects. Let's look at Power Focus Areas. Those are tests. Those are things that are the 10-question quizzes at the end of an assignment. So if I hover over that, I can see the due date. I can see how many attempts or how many times your student tried to take that test. And then I can also see, if it's red, I can see when it was due. So this test is red. That means that needs to be done, and it was passed on December 15th. I know this is a lot of stuff to go over. You can hit pause at any time. So let's go ahead and click on one that is red, and let's dig through a little bit on one of these tests. We'll come back to the projects in just a minute. So for figurative language, it was due on December 15th. If I click on that, it's going to take me to this figurative language page. The diagnostic is a mini quiz that the students can take to see what they already know or what they are struggling with. So if I click on Objective 1, I'll get a drop-down box. Now, I can see that this student has not clicked on any of the resources that are available to them. I would know that they did if there was a little tiny check mark right here. It would have a check mark if they did look at or participate with that resource that is listed. So some of them are videos, some of them are articles that you find online, some of them are worksheets. My rule of thumb is look at about half of them. So if you're given 6, look at 3. And if you can pass the test, that's awesome. If you don't pass the test, then you have the other 3 resources to go back and look at and take notes on. So those are the 10-question quizzes. When you're through all of those objectives, see there's a little check mark. The student has looked at this resource. When you've looked through those resources, you can request a content assessment, and then you can take the test, and hopefully you pass it. So let's go back and look at now our projects. So projects are worth about 80% of your overall grade. That's a lot. So if I were you and I needed help getting caught back up on a class, the first thing I'm going to suggest is look at your projects. So projects are the big ones. It looks like this student has turned in their 2 final products for the stories and storyboards. So let's move on and look at writing a personal narrative. So writing a personal narrative, there were 4 checkpoints so far, and this student has done all 4 of those checkpoints so far. It looks like when we come back from school, there are going to be 4 more checkpoints. I know that because those circles underneath checkpoints, 4 of them are green. That means they are finished and the student got credit for them. And then there are 4 more circles that don't have a color yet. So those are assignments we'll get to later. I know there's one thing I have to do for the final product because there's 1 star under there. And let's go ahead and click on it. Okay, so if it has a number next to it, that means it's a checkpoint. So this student has done the first 4 checkpoints because those are all numbered with green. So they are good there. So let's say I wanted to work ahead and work on this one right here. It doesn't have a green or a red color to it yet, but I'll go ahead and click on it. The assignment always has the same name. So this one's called Writing Process 1, Step 1, and the same name right here. So it's in the box right here. And if I click on it, thank you. If I click on it, it'll open up the assignment and I can type on this page. Okay, so for Writing Process 1, students can open up these assignments and they can type on anything that they see here. I can't type on this right now because I'm not really a student. I'm just looking at their account. So once they type on this paper and they have it all complete, they would hit Request Feedback. That's like them turning in the assignment. So those are the projects. Those are the checkpoints. Let's go ahead and take a look at the final. If I scroll down to the very bottom, the final product has a star next to it. I'm going to click on that. And then I click on the assignment with the exact same name on it. Once I open that up, same deal. I would type my answer here, and then I would hit Submit Final Product. And then the teacher gets like a little alert that they're ready for some feedback and ready for a grade. The last thing that I want to show you is how to access your students' grades. So if I go to this blue tab over to the side and I hit Progress, I can actually see where my students are off track or where their grades are good. So if it says off track, it'll tell you 2 projects are overdue. It'll tell you if any focus area tests are due. And if I click on any of those grades, click on math, it'll give you a percent of the grade that the student has already earned. So if you need anything at all, you can email me. I'll attach my email to the bottom of this email. If you need anything at all, I get back to you guys as quickly as I possibly can. So that's a really quick overview, and hopefully over break, since you don't have new work coming in, you can catch up maybe just a little bit. Have a good day. If you need anything at all, I'll get back to you now as quick as I can.